Princy Binu and I am your social study teacher. So in 8th class today, the first chapter that we are going to study, that is when, where and how. So always where we can find these words? When we ask some questions or when a question is framed, these words are used. So always there is a question arising when we study about history, how it happened, when it happened, where it happened, all that things comes in our mind. So the answer to get off all these questions is when we study about the past, when we study about the history. So history tells us about the past, how the people they were living, what all they were using at that time, how they were eating the things here. Then the medieval time, how slowly our people they have come to a culture, Vedic time, and then the modern period, how the people have changed. So all these we can see the transformation of our human being, how we have developed slowly in our past to the medieval and now to the modern. Now, why it is periodized? Periodized also here you can see many historians earlier what they do, they only study about the kings, about a particular event or a battle, or maybe the king when he was born or when the battle happened or how the things or the event happened, only a particular date was used at that time. But now the historians what they do, they not only study about the king and the rulers but also about the common people, about the market, how it has expanded, about the cities, how it has developed. All these the historians now they study. But it has took a many span of years you can say or a time. So that is why historians what they have divided the periods into periods you can say. Okay, the past, the ancient or the medieval or the modern, all these has been periodized. So historians often refer to use periods rather than dates to study about the past year. Many changes take place and become apparent only over a span of years. So many years it has took for the things to happen. Like example we can say the Britishers, we don't have a particular date when they have established here in our India, when they have started the rules, we can't say exactly when. Okay, and the date for the independence, that is 1947, that we know the particular year that was finally we got independence. But when they have started, it took many years, 200 years the Britishers have took here or they were ruling here in our India. So that is why it has been done into periodization. So now another here in India also we can see the periodization of India's past. In India there James Mill, a Scottish economist and a political philosopher he was. So what he did, he divided our Indian past into Hindu, Muslims and Britishers. Why he did so? Because he felt that in ancient time, that is the ruler was mostly Hindu or mostly the kings were the Hindus. So he divided the ancient times into Hindus here. Like example, we can say that here we can see the ancient time that ended up in 7th century AD. That is after the death of Harshvardhan, it is said the ancient period has been ended up. Then the medieval time, that is from 700 AD to 1750 AD is known as the medieval time. That is where mostly the Mughals or the Delhi Sultanates or the Sultans, when they came to our India, that from that period it is considered as the medieval time, and mostly they were the Muslim rulers. So he gave as a medieval period as the Muslim time. And then after the Aurangzeb deaths, many other rulers also they came with the rule in British time. Okay, so that the Britishers also slowly they came here and they were known as the modern period. They were considered as that. So that is why James Mill he divided into three parts: Hindu, Muslims and Britishers as ancient, medieval and the modern period. But earlier at that time when he decided this, many people they were satisfied with what he did. But afterwards the historians, they didn't satisfy, or the division what he made, they were not at all agreeing with that. Why? Because not only we can't say that totally every rulers were Hindu or every rulers were Muslims. Even the Jains and the Buddhism people were also ruling at that time, or the people were commonly there founded out. So that is why afterwards James Mill division was not accepted by the historians. Now in the modern period, when we studied about the 18th century, we can see the Britishers, when they came to our India, they came as a trader. They slowly came here and exported many of the things in our India. But slowly what happened, they started to control or establish their rule in our India. That is the colonization we can also call as. That is the subjugation of one country to another, that brings about political, social and cultural economic changes. So Britishers, when they established their rule in our India, the positive thing is also there and negative thing is also there. Positive thing what? They changed many of our ideas, our culture, the Western education that came in our India. People started to learn more things, study many of the things, many liberal ideas, many equality and many of the modern things were developed during the Britishers' time. But at the same time, negative point is also there. That is what? They drained our wealth. They exploited our peasants. They collected many taxes. So much of our cultivation that was being changed here, because they wanted to export their things, and the agriculture peasants, they were forced to grow the things that they were going to cultivate here, like indigo, or you can say the pepper that was very much in demand in England. So that also is, we can see a negative point here, that in the Britishers' time. So that is known as colonization. So a colonial period in our India, it was being seen in the Britishers' times, because they took control of our politically, economically, culturally. Many of the changes happened because of these Britishers. So that is known as a colonization. Now colonization, we can see after that many political development was also there. After the death of Aurangzeb, that is, he was a very much good ruler, you can say, or a strong ruler, Aurangzeb. After that his death, there was a very weak in the Mughal period. So what happened? Many of the rulers, other small rulers, they came here into powers. Like some of the important states like Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad was some of the important states that we can see in the political development here. Now we all have said many things about these things. Now from where we get all these information? That is from the sources. When we study about that, we get information about the Britishers, about the ancient period, about the medieval time. All these information, that is the source, that from where we can get the information. Now here, when we can see, the source is also divided into two parts, that is primary source and the secondary sources. Primary source, that is said as the original documents that has been kept at that time, or that has been seen, the eyewitness seen at that time, that is known as the primary sources. Secondary sources, that means the second hand sources that tells us about the events or about the things that happened. Like example, we can see the first one, that is the official records. Official record, that means the Britishers, they used to, when they ruled our India, they kept all the records. They have the documents, their plans, whatever they was ruling at that time, all was being recorded as a official record. But earlier what, it had a record room also, where the record things were kept, the documents, everything was kept. That is maybe in the government institutions like the collectorates, the secretariats, all there these records were kept. But after that it has been changed into archives. That is the National Archive of India. Now here it was then afterwards transferred here, or you can see the museums. When you visit the museums, there also you can see many of the books or maybe some important things are being kept inside the glass. So same here also, these National Archives in India has kept the records of all the Britishers at that time, the documents, the plans that they were using at that time. Now second one, that is the survey. Now when the Britishers, they were ruling in our India, they surveyed many things. Survey means what? They examined properly each and everything, that is topography or the zoology, botanical, many of the things were being each and everything examined and surveyed by the Britishers at that time, because they wanted to do everything systematically, the cropping pattern, how they were cropped and what all the fertile lands, about the flora, fauna, everything that was being here studied by the Britishers. So they surveyed. With the survey, they also conducted a census. Census means what? That was every 10 years they used to check out the population or the people, the number of peoples, the birth date, the death rate, everything was being conducted by the Britishers at that time, also in the 19th century we can see. Now the third one, that is the monument. So monument also tells us about many things at that time the Britishers has erected, like the Rashtrapati Bhavan you can say, or the Parliament House that they were using at that time. That also tells us many things about the history or about the past that was at that time. So in our India also many such monuments gives us many examples about the palaces, about the king, the place where they were living, and many of the structures, how it was built, what the material that was used, how the building has been erected, everything we can just go, and if we see many of the things in India is also a very good example. Even in Indore also you can see the many monuments that can be seen here, like the Rajwada is there, where also you can see about many king or the things that were going on at that time in the past can be seen here. So that is also a primary sources. Third one, that also gives us many information about the monuments. Now fourth one is the unofficial record. So other than that is compared to the official. Official means where all the documents and everything was being kept, that is the official. After the official, the opposite, that is unofficial. That means other than these documents and plans, the unofficial things also tells us about the people, about the common people, how the people they were doing the things at that time. Many of the diaries, many of the books also gives us information on the things that the people, common people were doing at that time from the unofficial record here. So that all are the primary sources which we have studied. Okay. So first one the official, second one the survey, third one the monuments, and fourth one unofficials. Now this second one, that is the secondary sources. That is the second hand book that or a record or the events that we get from the other things, like the diaries are there, or maybe some newspaper, some pamphlets, and many other resources that we can get, that is known as the secondary sources. So these are all that you are going to study in this first chapter, that is when, where and how.